Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Abby and I am back with another video. Before we get into this video, I need you guys to trust me for 5 seconds. I want to start off by taking 2 deep breaths. So here we go. Trust me, it's going to make sense in a couple seconds, okay? So we're going to take 1 breath in and breathe out. Another breath in and breathe out. Today, we are going to be talking about coping with emotions that you don't understand. Sometimes I just walk around the neighborhood for exercise, or if I'm feeling stressed and I find myself going down that cycle of overthinking, I will just force myself to get outside and walk or sit in the middle of a field just so that I can have space around me, or what feels like space around me. So when I went on that walk the other day, I literally came to the understanding, or I guess you could say I had a realization that I have to better cope with my emotions and the chaos that I'm experiencing, because it isn't that what I'm feeling isn't normal or that it's bad, but it's how I deal with how I'm feeling. And so I almost made like a vow to myself, a promise to myself, that I am not going to run away from the emotions that I'm feeling. I'm actually going to start sitting in them to understand them, almost like making peace with the emotions that I have. And so that's what I did, is I sat and I was like, okay, I'm not going to distract myself. I'm not going to try and escape this. I'm just going to let it play out and have faith that it will play out in a way that makes sense. Right? And so that's something that you guys can do, is like, first have that understanding, whatever it is that you do, right? Your coping might not look like running away. Your coping might not look like distracting yourself. It might look like something else. But whatever it is, I want to invite you to recognize that pattern. Maybe you watching this video right now is sparking some thoughts, or maybe when you find yourself in that pattern, you're going to think of this video and be like, oh, this is what Abby was talking about. And so when you have that moment, I want you to start brainstorming some of the coping mechanisms that you can use, right? Another thing that you can do, why I started this video off with some deep breathing, is because there are grounding mechanisms that you can use, grounding strategies that you can use to kind of calm your nervous system so that your habits, your coping mechanisms don't kick in. Those toxic, quote unquote, toxic mechanisms don't kick in, or at least you delay it. You allow yourself to think through something before making a bad decision that will negatively affect you and even sometimes put you in a worse emotional state. You ever do that? You ever be feeling horrible, then decide to do something quite silly and then find yourself feeling even more horrible? There is nothing worse than that. There's literally nothing worse than that. And so we have to really start processing those emotions. And so what you can do is start to breathe. Okay, you're feeling yourself spiraling. You're feeling yourself getting overwhelmed. You need to start telling yourself that this moment is not a definition of your future. This moment right here does not define your future. You do not make any agreements with yourself. You do not put any labels on yourself or your experience or your life. This moment is a moment for you to ground yourself. A lot of times we will start making agreements with ourselves in those heightened states of emotions. We'll start saying that we're worthless. We'll start saying that our life is not going anywhere. We'll make all these agreements about ourselves in this heightened state of emotions when none of it is true and we aren't even able to see ourselves fully. And so I want you to remember that in those moments, there is nothing else for you to do but ground yourself. And so if you need to take 5 deep breaths, if you need to get out that notes app or that journal and start writing what you're feeling boldly, authentically write what you are feeling, then you pull out that journal and you do that. All of this is very much so subjective, meaning that what works for you is going to work for you. I find comfort in distracting myself. Talking and distracting and getting advice from people can almost be a safety shield. And I want to be that person that is a little bit more secure in myself, because I know I use my friends as a distraction or going out as a distraction. And so for me, I'm at a place where I'm going to journal and I'm going to deep breathe and I'm going to walk and I'm going to exercise because that's what my coping mechanism is. And so I want you to watch this video, take in everything that I'm saying, but know that what works for you is going to work for you. And you are going to learn what works for you by going out and actually trying things and seeing how it makes you feel. Like, you're going to know if something works for you based on how you feel. You're going to know your state of mindset and your state of mental health based on how you feel. And so if you're in a season in your life where you feel content, you feel motivated, you feel balanced, that's an indication that your mental health is doing well. You don't have to go seek toxic traits, toxic cycles. You don't have to seek something to fix within your life. Just rest in the goodness of it. You know, that's kind of where this space that we have here, you know, the wellness and the self-improvement space can kind of get toxic. Is like, you don't ever want to be that person that's looking for problems. Don't have the habit of looking at yourself, searching for problems, and looking at your life, searching for things to constantly improve. Life is not about climbing. That's not going to make you happy. That's actually not going to get you anywhere. Yes, you want to put your best foot forward every day and you want to work hard and you want to do the best that you can. But if you're doing that and you feel content, you feel happy, that is more than enough. I'm talking to the people that constantly digest self-help and self-improvement. Stop searching to fix yourself. There's nothing else you have to fix. You're fine. Start living. And I think that can be a toxic pattern. I think that can be a coping mechanism, is like constantly fixing, because that distracts you from the emotions that you don't understand, those emotions that you might be feeling when life is quiet. You know, in the mundane, when everything is sort of calm, maybe the reflection that you're looking at, the version of you that you see, how do you feel about it? Maybe you don't like that version. And so that self-love, or not even that self-love, but compassion towards yourself, acceptance towards yourself and your insecurities needs to come in. And so you see how everything is just so individually based. It's like there is no one size fits all. What works for you is going to work for you. I want you to know that there is light at the end of that tunnel. Anytime you feel like life is getting dark and overwhelming, remember that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is nothing so bad that you can't get through. There is nothing so bad that you can't breathe and understand and work through. Life gets better. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, or maybe not even a month. It might take you a year to process those emotions that you're feeling, to understand them, but there is light at the end of the tunnel and life gets better. This is your reminder to start coping with your emotions, the ones that you don't understand, the ones that are poking at your side and bringing up things that make you feel uncomfortable. Know that they will pass. Know that you will find understanding in it all, to cope through those emotions rather than respond to them. Don't respond to those emotions. Cope through them. Try and understand them. And that will clear the path that is in front of you so that you can start walking towards that light that is there, so that that path is a little bit more clear. You're going to get to the light. You're going to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. And so I invite you to breathe. I invite you to journal and do whatever it is that you need to do to get there without damaging yourself in the process. In the past, if you felt like you are damaged goods and like you've kind of destroyed your life more than what can be fixed, if you are in that phase or in that mindset of like, I messed up so bad and there is no way of fixing this, I didn't have a coping mechanism and so I spiraled out of control and this was the result of it. If you are in a place right now doubting yourself, regretting yourself or your past decisions, I want you to know that this genuinely applies to you. Like, There is a light at the end of the tunnel for you as well, regardless of the past that you have, regardless of the things that you did in the past and the decisions you made. You are not exempt from this message. You are not exempt from a bright future because you made mistakes in your past. That does not define you. There is light for you, and it is waiting for you. And the same way other people are learning to understand their emotions and are applying those coping mechanisms, just because you have a past doesn't mean you can't also do that. Stop defining yourself by your past. There is so much ahead of you, and you are going to walk into that future. Your journey might not look like anyone else's. Your journey might not be as smooth as anyone else's. Maybe the decisions you made in the past, the mistakes you made in the past, maybe they're going to make your path a little bit bumpy. Maybe you're going to have to climb up a few more hills than everyone else, but you can do it. You know what? You going through that past that you had gave you the strength, the courage, the bravery, the wisdom, the might to take on what is going to come in front of you. You have it within you to get through anything that is coming in front of you. And so just because your path is a little more difficult than anyone else's, than your peers, just because your path is a little bit different, it doesn't mean you're not going to get to that same final destination of light. You can do it. You are going to do it. And you need to stop looking at your past and letting that define how you navigate through the future. You already did what you did. It happened. And you need to leave it in the past. You need to leave it in the past where it will be buried. It does not define you. Your past does not define you. Stop letting it dictate your future. Okay? This message is for everyone. You can start to learn to work through your emotions. This is a skill that you can start to gain. It's not something that a select few have. This is something that you have to work towards. Right? It takes work to be uncomfortable. It takes work to leave your comfort. It takes work to try something new, to be in uncomfortable situations. It takes work. But by the grace of God, you will be able to do it. Woo, don't even get me started on the grace of God. Like, okay, I don't want this video to be too long. Maybe in the next one, we could talk about the grace of God and how he is truly so loving and that he will guide you through that difficult path. That is, okay, let's just quickly touch on it, y'all. A lot of times we look at the path that is in front of us and we get overwhelmed because it looks like it's so difficult. But you need to remember that God is love. Like, God is a God filled with so much love and favor and mercy. And so if you are on the side of God, if you believe and you have faith, you also have to believe and know that God is going to have you're going to pray and God is going to have mercy on you and he is going to have favor on you. He doesn't leave his children to wither away in the sun, to wither away on their own. Like, that path that looks so difficult, God is going to clear the way for you. You keep praying, you keep having faith, and that path will be cleared for you. That's guaranteed. You need to believe that that is guaranteed, and surely it will be. That path will be cleared for you, right? And so some things might look impossible, but when God is on your side, when God is the one giving you favor, and when you have the favor and mercy of God, nothing is impossible. The Bible says that faith of a mustard seed moves mountains. And so you need to start building that faith, because mountains will be moved on your path. Blockages will be cleared on your path. And so have faith, have faith, have faith, have faith. Honestly, we talked about a whole bunch. In the comments below, tell me what stuck with you. Tell me what you want to dive deeper into. We can maybe make a part 2 of this video. Follow me on Instagram, ABIGXRL. Subscribe to my Substack, where I release weekly bi-weekly and monthly newsletters. And so that I can email you when my next project will be dropping, because it's getting to that date. I haven't fully announced it, but I'm working on a little something for you guys, and it will be released soonish. Okay. And so if you want to know when that will be released and how to get your hands on it, I know this seems kind of silly because I haven't really said what it is, but All that information will be sent directly to your email if you are on my newsletter list, which is on Substack. And so definitely make sure that you're staying in the loop by subscribing to that. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you in another video. Peace and love, and bye for now.